Hello everyone and welcome to another match of Roulette Raceway 3. And wow, how far this tournament has come in just a short time. This is now the loser bracket round 5. I think the 5th match from the back. There are just 4 matches after this one. And this is an exciting rematch between Yannini and Moo. And it is a rematch because we do have, for the first time in Raceway history, a double elimination bracket, and these players have met in the toughest of winners bracket rounds 2 matches. Back then, Yannini won 7-1. Of course, there were no timeout ties or anything of the sorts, but they were so closely matched that the Colorado map had to be a tie, photo finish tie rather. But around that map, Yannini won Chongqing, Berlin and Sapienza to secure his victory there in the winners bracket. He then defeated Pijero, but then lost to Scruffy in winners bracket round 4. And this is his first match since. Moo, on the other hand, had to go through the lower bracket. A bit longer of a journey for him. Just checking the sound levels and hopefully they are not invasive or anything like that. So back again for Moo's route through the loser bracket. He was scheduled to play against Channel Reindeer, but he had to forfeit due to Xbox issues. But he is on a win streak, an actual win streak of 3, because he has defeated Big Machete, then Reaper, then just yesterday defeated Rommel in a very exciting 6-4 fashion, which really featured everything, crazy back and forth, and the spin overlay being gone for a map, but it's nothing we can't handle in a relatively short notice. Hopefully nothing like that will happen today. Still, of course, a first to 6 point affair, which as always starts in a short map. This time it has been rolled to be Paris. A bit more about the map picks, rather bans later on. But let's get this started then, shall we? We have Viktor Novikov's Silence Pistol as Vampire Magician, and Dalia Margolis Loud AR as Helmut Kruger without target specification. This is some great dilemma because, of course, Dalia Firearms is always screaming for the snipes. I think especially when it's Helmut, because you can just grab these guys and end the run right there next to the helicopter. But Loud AR is not a firearm you really do want to be randomly trying to aim and failing and anything of the sorts. Moo has loaded in with the Ethic start and is very likely going for that ceiling shot that Observer is suggesting. And I think Moo is one of the main advocates for it. Bullet impact notice, but that is only on the security guard. Victor, on the other hand, will just turn around and make his way up. Panic won't spread. He will be right next to the Vampire Magician before long. Oh, sorry, yes, Reaper with the other, I think probably main approach there. You just wait out or facilitate the emetic timings, 2 minutes in the office, or any longer or shorter before that with the emetics, of course. Would be a very sensible Dalia kill, but then how do you chain it with Victor is gonna be the question. Yanni with a very different route there. He started Tech Crew, got an auction staff from the, I guess that's the main corridor where he's isolated and alone. And with the use of the fire extinguisher, he's made it all the way up to the attic now. What we did miss, but I'm fairly sure that it was the case, is that Yanni also did a ceiling shot, and if I wait for Yanni to press the instinct, we can see Victor is right there. But the big question is, how do we get this isolation and the kill? What have they practiced and prepared with these timings? Coin for Yanni, kill for Moo. There's, of course, even less of a decision there, because for Moo's start, Victor is in a different position, and he can go so much further into the attic, making this kill much more swift. And he can already exit the attic, but Yanni very hot on his heels because it was just one bullet distraction and 2 KOs, and the final one was an uninterrupted pistol kill on Victor. So now it's all even. It all comes down to the Dahlia. The distraction and of course the helmet grab. Yanni getting the biggest whooshes there of the week, but getting away with it. That's always a close spot, but I think it was even closer than for comfort. Yanni with a grab, Moo with a bump, and no whooshes there. I was scared for him for a second, but so Yanni with the sorry, not a drag or grab, or I'm not even sure what I said, but it's a bust which has been thrown at the balcony, which brought Dahlia's guard down. So with the fireworks in effect, and hopefully the cicada guards in a good position, and neither of them will see Helmut being pacified. Yanni now has the disguise, and he just has to do this bullet distraction and get the loud snipe going. Both bodies around this area are safe, they are chanked. It's now coming down to a successful snipe. Yanni's going for it, and first shot works out. Enforcer dots, but it's an immediate body found by the guard who goes down one floor. He saw the auction staff which Yanni didn't hide. I'm not sure if that was a lapse of judgment or just it was too quick from Yanni's end, or the distraction was too quick, and of course 47 stayed in the map too long. We have to be a restart there, and putting the lead firmly in Moo's hands, but we know that this skill is far from easy, and I mean, I really am not liking the position of the cicada guards. He needs to go back to the very edge of the garden, or whatever you want to say. It's a helipad. Snipes are missing, and that's hunted from, oh my goodness, from the pagoda guards. Now those are NPCs you never think of. And just like that, Moo is also back at the beginning of the mission, but Yanni also with a quick restart, so there's no advantage for either. And after almost 6 minutes, we are back at the beginning. Moo gets lucky with the KO, but I think he really wanted to get lucky 15 seconds ago. So Yanni's end had a auction staff found in the room below Dahlia's balcony. Moo didn't have a body found, but he got hunted by a guard from the pagoda garden. Just a very unfortunate angle. Of course, Moo made sure that he's far enough away from the helipad guards, but didn't check for the other guards who also looked towards 47. There are suggestions in chat if this is the better strat or the bathroom Dahlia is the better strat. I mean your runs are identical until you get Helmut, right? And then if you have the decision to snipe Dahlia and exit quickly after, or make her sick, which means that you have to go all the way back up, make the kill, and then exit the mission, I think they will take the snipe chance. Of course, it's more likely to rip there, but it is just so much quicker, and they are both very sure that they couldn't afford to be slow, but in the end, they both had to settle for restarts. And not just one, but multiple at this point for Yanni. I think he's on his 4th run, and that peekaboo is not working out. It's back to the beginning with Moo grabbing and getting his first kill. Target lockdown, but luckily neither of these cicada guards heard that lockdown. Victor didn't even have time to scream. Moo's using one of his chunks for the attic, but I was gonna say it's it's both for the AR and the disguise, but he has the AR from the agency pickup and he doesn't need to disguise for the end of the mission. So the bathroom dahlia strat, which Machete is talking about as well, would feature you just going back all the way up to the auction and make her sick in the Voltaire suite or anywhere nearby. She will go to the bathroom isolating herself, and there are some angles and situations, actually most situations, where the bathroom is going to be soundproof. So probably you would have to make your way back up with the correct disguise, and the AR, well, not quite on your back because helmet can't carry it, but the single guard in the Voltaire suite has an AR, so would be easy grabs there. So Moo is getting closer to that pivotal point. We have seen him wait for those guards there, but what is the lady doing here? Is she not looking at the fireworks? That is going to make this kill very messy, because she's gonna tell about the body to the cicada, and at least one of the bodies, probably the photographer lady, will be looking towards 47, but instead Moo is going all the way back to the pagoda garden, making sure that the guards are not seeing her or him, gets the kill, but also gets the attention of these cicadas. Luckily this is a non-trespassing disguise, so only the 2 enforcer dots he has to dodge, and it seems that Moo's second try is the winning try, and 355 I think is his winning run, taking Paris and the first 2 points of this match. Wow, that was a tense Paris. Tenser than most of these early maps. But as Moo said immediately, it was a mean spin. It's the only spin that is not cooked up by Reaper, who is the match admin here today, but I set it up for a 15 past the hour start. Moo also said he had no idea about the so-called big red box, which is no target specification condition. But if there is, yeah, the color blindness going on, it's just it definitely makes things more difficult for Moo, but it applies for all competitions. Wonder what's the best way to do so, to showcase the anti-KO kills. Yeah, Yanni also mentioning that the cause of his first main rip, and I think he was ahead during his first run, was not hiding and not dragging the auction staff rather, around the, well, around the tables. And then after that he couldn't really got going anywhere. And we do have our first map pick, and it's gonna be Haven Island. Quick talk about the bans today. As always, it's 2 bans from each players. Those bans can repeat from match after match, so you can go your entire tournament banning Dartmoor each round, but I don't think that's happened. I don't think either players did that. 1 second. Because Dartmoor is a map that is banned a lot, but not banned the most. It is Santa Fortuna and Berlin. So now we go to Haven Island, which is Yanni's home turf. Both in general, but also for this tournament. If you give me 1 more minute, I can probably think of more maps that is really comfortable picks by Yanni, but I think Haven is the #1. So makes sense that we go there. I have to say I'm also surprised, but I'm thinking about what Moo said the other day, and it was interesting to hear. Moo is not banning maps what the opponent likes or dislikes. He's going for short maps to make the first map a smaller map pool. Oh yeah, exactly, as Scruffy says. I think he wants to have as many Parises and Chongqings as possible, if I remember his comments from yesterday. But he can always, of course, ban 2 of the 7 maps, and then from a map pool of 5, he has much better chances to do so. Very quickly, I'll change the text for Haven Island. And we will have our first map here in just a minute. Very interesting dynamics here, because this is a rematch of the winner's bracket round 2 match between the two, but because that was a 7-1, actually what I was gonna say is wrong. I was gonna say that because it's 7-1, Yanni didn't pick a single map, but Moo had picked Colorado, which tied, and tied maps switched the pick order. So after that, Sapienza was picked by Yannini. So it's not the first pick by Yanni in this matchup, but the second. Still makes sense to go for Haven, and I guess I'm only surprised that it's taken so long for Yanni to pick it, because this is gonna be just the third Haven Island in the tournament. Machete picked it against Pidgey, and then Luke picked it against Quati, and now Yanni gets to pick it against Moo, and as a reward he gets this spin. Tyson Williams, SMG as a waiter, Stephen Bradley, Jarl's Pirate Saber as the lifeguard, and Ludmila Vetrova Explosion Accident as the snorkel instructor. Nothing stands out immediately. The saber is a loadout item. You can bring that in a briefcase, which I think is preferred over having to dig it up from the private island. Next small thing of mention is the explosion accident kill, which can be a drive-by and frankly should be a drive-by. Yanni is bringing a breaching charge, but we don't yet know if it's for the cinema screen or the explosion accident kill. I hope it's the explosion kill, especially because this is a firearm kill. You don't have to be on the other side of the cinema screen. You get this isolation, which Moo does from Villa Staff start, and then you just have to be on the other side, as I think I just mentioned. Ooh, Moo is looking to get this ISO with green guns. That's probably the reason why he plays those coins. Since he just doesn't care, so it's gonna be a lockdown anyway. And if he wants to, then he needs to pick up these coins. I guess it's maybe used for the snorkel instructor, but you can get by without coins on this spin. But that should be it from Moo for at least a little while, because I need to mention that Yanni didn't start Villa. It's a red alert. It's not a drill, ladies and gentlemen. Yanni starting suit. He's looking to get the snorkel instructor immediately. And Moo gets a replan. The run wasn't over, but he has thought of something that is much, much quicker, and he's opting out of Villa start. SMG drank one emetic item, And then probably won the saber. It's a little awkward for the inventory. There's the R saber. Oh, so we forgot the saber. Of course, that's also not a run killer, but it's about that point in the run where you either lose that 1 minute or so, or you spend that extra 1 minute to grab the saber. Sadly, it was a time loss as soon as Moo found out. Probably it's the best choice to replan because he could go in with a fresh mindset and a fresh loadout, which is now the silenced SMG, the one-handed version, the saber, the Ambrose grenade, and the Cheng. Senal card, there's I think one saber on the map, and it's on the private island, and you have to use a shovel to dig it up. You don't have to use the 3 parts of the treasure chest, the location of the treasure chest. I think you just need to have a shovel. Yanni already finishing up the Steven kill and grabs the second disguise of the spin. Won't have a perfect time for an immediate drive-by, but you can spend the next minute grabbing a propane flask. Closest one would be behind this tiki bar, guarded by the 2 waiters. It's a trespassing area, so we'll have to be careful there. But it seems that Jan is going for the waiter instead. If he takes a right turn here, then that is very likely. There's the waiter. Only illegal items to throw. So he opts for a subdue. Only thing of note with this is the roaming resort staff who is outside and still outside. It seems that he won't be an issue for this run anymore. Yanni is going to get the propane flask. I'm fairly sure, at least. As Moo is grabbing the snorkel instructor in an unusual position in the foliage. No emetics, no peekaboos or bush lures, just a thrown distraction in the shallow grass. And now Moo has everything for his second kill. Yanni getting incredible whooshes there. It's not the chest passing kind of whooshes, but it was still too close to call for the 2 waiters. And I think the waitress lady found him in the end. Yanni giving up a big lead there. And that was actually the safer of the 2 options, to go for a non-chest passing disguise. But sadly, even that wasn't enough. I think it was very sensible to change disguises though, but I couldn't have... I didn't remember that waiter reinforces waiter. Makes sense, but still, not much does in this game. Moo going for the propane flask as well. And I was gonna say that extended legal action might be trouble here, but Moo has waited long enough. 2 bullet distractions do the job, and doesn't even have to wait for Ludmila, because he starting default start, which is, I was gonna say, is the main pier or something like that. Got Ludmila isolated already, so it's gonna be a non-remote kill, not a drive-by, just a plain old shot on the propane with the SMG. SMG being the MVP of this run so far. And the kill is done. Still green guns, and the body found does not matter. It's a good niche knowledge, knowing where Ludmila will be dragged after this, and part of my brain will say that she will be dragged to below the gym in the laundry room, but I can't say I remember where those bodies were dragged, if either were hidden. Let's Let's put that thought aside and maybe Moo will finish by then before this becomes a reality. 2 kills down and needs to grab this waiter. Feels like a very tough position, and he gets compromised from very far away. But who was that? I would love to do that. I would love to know that. I think it's one of the resort staffs who's on the speedboat next to the speedboat exit. But that is still so insanely unfair. Yep, those NPCs aren't in position anymore, aren't calm either. Just the fact that the door wasn't open. Oh my god, we are back to even again because I just managed to miss Yannini's restart. No, the NPCs were down there, Vulcat, but when that kill or when that KO happened and he got compromised, they went up to report it to the guard. It's the guard who's closest to the old guy, the boat captain, sorry. I mean, it is a broken room, but Moo also didn't close the door, or he may have intended to close the door, but the door was definitely open when the KO happened, and Haven being Haven, the viewcons were just large enough to notice those KOs. Just very unfortunate all around, and a very tight call there, which didn't go Moo's way. Sadly, I've missed Yanni's restart, and we now had a couple of shorter runs on Yanni's end. Probably the longest one, which had that first kill, and I guess he got the propane when he ripped, so if you wanna say you had, if he had the kill item or not, but he was 1.5 kills in rather. But since then it's multiple restarts on Yanni's end again. Moo going for the wallbang, succeeding with the wallbang, and Yanni getting that's not wallbang either, or wallhack either, because he also kept the door open, and that's something that you can't do with the lifeguard. And obviously these players know that they should keep the doors open. Sometimes the prompt slips, you don't double check, or the game wants it another way, but not going either of these players' way so far. But it can change on Moo's end because he's now 2 minutes in. And with the... and it's a floor bank to be exact. That made Stephen Bradley sick. Not the correct disguise yet. Still not the correct disguise. And now it's an incorrect kill, which will prompt a restart on Moo's end. Oh no, so many restarts and you stop thinking, and it's such a back and forth. Maybe he realizes now that maybe something was wrong with this guys, but sadly it's not immediate. But I think right about now he got the DM from Reaper and had to go for a restart. This Haven is it's not working out so far, but 80 minutes still to go. It's refreshing to see the players outside the villa. Imagine if this is a villa spin, which would be restarts upon restarts. And thank you for the raid, jackdaw.tv. Welcome to this Hitman Roulette competition, where these two players are aiming to complete this randomized assignment down below. 3 targets, 3 different disguises, 3 different kill methods. And it's always expect the unexpected. Now 30 minutes have passed and they are just at the beginning of the map. They don't know where their opponents are. It's always so difficult to gauge the risks and the rewards, and we can see it on this spin that it's one of the more entertaining matches so far, so hope you guys stick around for this. Yanni has made the elimination on Steven, which was of course the Pirate Saber as the lifeguard. And now, in a very safe Villa Guard disguise, he gets the propane flask, which will be used for the explosion accident kill. But that's a body found. So who would that body be? Did Yanni make someone else sick, and then he went down to check on Steven? Hey Crumble, I'm doing well. This is this is insane though. What's happening here? Such a back and forth. I've never seen, or like, of course I have seen it, but not lately. This much of a back and forth. This Russian Hitman Roulette is, yes, close enough. It is Hitman Roulette. The players won't die. The main targets will die. So that part is Russian Roulette. But now, with the dust settled, Moo gets a correct kill on Steven. Saber as lifeguard. And now we just have to sit back and think that body will be safe. I wonder if that was the reason. That wasn't the reason why Yanni had to restart. So if you kill Steven, Steven's guard will just go away. He won't check on Steven anymore. So what Moo did is fine there. I don't know what the other bodies would be in danger. But Yanni also getting the Steven kill. And Moo with the bullet distraction panic to get the waiters out of the way, because this is otherwise a trespassing area. Now he gets the propane flask, and it seems Moo is closer and closer to getting that second kill. Ludmilla is in front of him in that. It's not the shark hut, I think it's the Mentor hut. It's the empty one which is cleaned by the resort staffs. As the timer turns yellow, half of the 30-minute time has been passed. 15 minutes to go. If they don't finish in 15 minutes, then both players will get 1 point, but whoever finishes this one quicker gets 2, and the first player to reach 6 points wins the match. There's the second kill. Still green guns. The panic, of course, is still there, and they will report this explosion to a guard, and Ludmilla will be in a body bag soon, but I don't really imagine that any troubles would come out of this one. Oh, and it seems that Jan is leaving the body quite in the open, but I guess you just have to trust the NPCs to not go down there. There's no one else who should go down there, no automatic problems or anything like that. And Moo is back at this very pivotal part. It gets the 2 KOs there. And it is very wise of him to at least drag one around the corner and maybe hide the other. No, just drag him to safety as well. Moo is now in the Waiter disguise, which is needed for the Tyson kill. His last disguise needed. And well, which way do you go now? Because there are the safer ways and there are the quicker ways. And if you are 70 minutes into this spin, then maybe you don't always go for what's safe. You just want to finish as soon as possible. But of course, they don't know where their opponents are. And as things stand, Moo enjoys a nice 2-3 minute lead. 1 kill and 1 disguise ahead. And it seems that he might just go all the way to the cinema room. Oh, that was a beautiful drive by Yannini. Breaching charge plus the propane flask is the explosion accident kill that you need. And she flew very nicely, I think in the water already. Good point by Observer. Moo also has the cameras to take care of. Which, I mean, it's gonna add half a minute. And a sweat or a scare rather, since it's one last obstacle to clear. But speaking of obstacles, Jan is getting this disguise successfully. Will he drag these bodies? Yes. Will he hide these bodies? Or is it just going to be the same for both? Yeah, they are actually going for the same approach. Fantastic. One, or I guess both players just did very similar things with that waiter. And now Yanni gets to go to the villa. And the main question arises, will he do the safe thing or will he try to make it quicker somehow? But there's not a lot of ways to do this quicker if you are 5.5 minutes in. We will see on Moo's side that Tyson is yet to arrive at the cinema, but he will soon enough. At the 7-minute mark apparently. Moo definitely needs at least one distraction to get the bodyguard out of the way. But in theory, Moo can get the snipe now. It's a silent skill, you just have to wait for the cinema door to close. Yep, there's the SMG, and there's the kill. But I think Moo would be wise to wait for the bodyguard, which he will. It's also gonna be a disguise with virtually no enforcers inside the villa. And it will give him that easy access to the evidence room to clear the evidence. But I think all things considered, Moo is almost there now. Because as fast as Yanni can be, he cannot make Tyson go in this room any quicker. It's still gonna be 15 or 20 seconds. And it's still gonna be the loop around for the bodyguard as well. Moo is back into green guns and Moo is ready to get to the exit. It's not gonna be the speedboat exit because he doesn't have the keys, but it's gonna be the seaplane exit. And the wait begins because this one is close. This one, is, as we call it, has photo finish potential. Because now in this case, if Moo and Yanni finish within 60 seconds, then we take one more look at the amount of time they spent in the loading screen, which is of course none of the players' faults. And yeah, Yanni wants to go the short way around, but he can't. So it's gonna be another 20 seconds to the exit. It will be 60 seconds or thereabouts. And Yanni's PC is just too good for this. He won't have those loading times to make this one a quick match or an even match. Moo will take this 4-0 lead either officially now or once Reaper tells us the difference between the two finishes. But it was an awfully close match. 22 minutes, or I guess 21 minutes and a bit is what it took, but we do have the Haven finish. The Haven finishes. It's gonna be a bit disheartening for Yanni to see the finish, but not get any points for it. Let's wait for the official calls. Yeah, Yanni says it was a clusterfuck, which is pretty accurate. I don't think they know it just yet. The spin is there. When the spin is removed, we do have the official results. Ooh, Moo pressed down 47 seconds earlier, but I don't think Yanni's 4th or 5th try would be enough of a loading time. So what this will mean is Moo is the first one to finish this map, and Moo is the winner of this map, and the winner always gets 2 points. And yes, it is a real-time attack. It's an RTA competition, which is what makes it very tense and exciting, because you can be slow, but you can be steady. and sometimes slow and steady wins the race. And if you are the fastest person on Earth, you can still get restarts. And well, it's ironic because Yanni is one of the fastest players in roulette. He's a 3-time roulette champion, and Moo is one of the best speedrunners of the game. But of course, that is speedrunning, and this is roulette, which are different game modes, and the skills don't necessarily carry on from one place to the other. But Moo is also one of the quicker players of this community on roulette as well. So another thing we are waiting for is if Yanni wants to wave this photo finish, and Yanni will want to count this one out. I hope I'm explaining this in an understandable enough way, but so what we know now is that Moo has finished 47 seconds before Yannini, but there are situations and worlds where, let's say Yannini has a very bad PC. He doesn't, but let's just pretend for the sake of his thought process. Or of course, if he's on an old gen console, the community has decided that if you have the bad equipment, then the loading times won't count against you. So now Reaper will check how many seconds Yannini spent in the loading times on the loading screen. That will be his loading times, of course. And we will check the same for Moo. And there are some extreme circumstances when Yannini has spent so much longer in the loading screen, then he might turn this result around. I don't expect that to happen, and Moo is likely to have this map win. But since Moo is here, I guess we can make a recap of here. I think it's Yanni's 6th try playing against Moo's 3rd try, and I might be off by 1 load or 2. Nothing will happen if this timer runs out. It's 4 minutes and 50 seconds, but what mattered is that Moo and Yanni both finished in time. So now it's just on the Reaper 47, our match admin, to determine who was the first one to finish. If Yannini's loading times were enough of a difference. Yeah, Moo did confirm that he had 3 loads. I mean, for Yanni, I think 6 is about right. I think 5 feels too few. 6 or 7 makes sense, but Yanni's loading time is gonna be 3 seconds for each load. So I don't expect it to be 47 seconds. But did those 2 rips include the one with the incorrect kill? Or did your brain register it as a rip? Yeah, okay. Then it's 3 restarts, which means 4 loads, which also sounds good for you. Because it's not enough for Yanni to have 47 seconds. He has to outweight you by 47 seconds, which, I mean, yeah, it's just not gonna happen for Yanni. Hopefully Reaper makes his own work easier and he just counts Yanni's loading times first. And when it turns out it's, I don't know, 26 or 32, we will know that Moo's lead stands. The Yanni waves anyway. That's just perfect combination. Hopefully Reaper is not too deep in the numbers, because I would be. So I just get him the ping. But with the wave, I will actually give the 2 points to Moo. 2 changes to 4. Moo says it's tough because it's of course now a Yan win, but people are waving far too often lately in R and stuff. It would be nice to have a count of it, but if it's first try versus first try and 15 seconds is the difference, then it's just a correct call. But players also shouldn't ever be forced to wave, but I think there's only a couple people who are going with the wave emotes and hoping to make this quicker, and I think they are aware by now that it's not necessarily a moral thing to do. Hey, it's difficult to say though. Goodbye, Mude. See you in... I was gonna say see you in 3 maps, or maybe fewer. I'm sure no one would mind a 6-4 or 4-6 or any combination of that, but why stop there? First to 6 points means that we can have a 5-5 tie in a 6 map, which I think happened once in this tournament. Vulcat defeated Rocky 7-5. Vulcat's asking what's the next map, but now we know what the next map is. Yannini has chosen Sapienza. And Reaper with the official count that Yannini's loading times amounted for 34 seconds. So initial guesses were about correct. It just wasn't enough to overcome the 47 seconds of disadvantage. And that's before considering Moo's 4 loads, which is probably also 15 or 20 seconds. So tough map for both, but Moo with the advantage and big mental advantages as well, I want to say. And yes, Silver, that's the gimmick of this tournament. The loser of the map gets to pick the next map. So there's always something to play for, and always the way to come back or get your small victories in there. I don't want to say we... I don't think this tournament was the best for close results. We have had very good players having very good days and scoring the 6-0s, and in one case the 8-0. But in theory this would be the way to ensure many 6-4 results or something like that. Moo is doing some illegal tech right now. But it's also its own long story, because the roulette competitions in Fraud 7 speedrun community have recently allowed these particle boosts to happen in roulette rounds. So I guess Moo was practicing it ahead of that competition, but because this competition started before that ruling, our decision was to not change significant ruling like that, and the muffin boosts and brick boosts and anything similar, that violin boost and such. If you want to bring in a violin, then be my guest, but they are currently disallowed in this tournament. 2 minutes and 20 seconds until we get to continue, which means it's time for me to change the map pick again. Also, it's tough for Yanni to lose his own map pick, because now 4 points behind, he can only get to 4-2, or I guess 2-4 from his perspective. And Moo would get to pick the next map. Moo will have a match point on his own map pick at least once. Right, I think now it's correctly adjusted. This is quite late in the competition as well. Losers bracket round 5. 19 people have entered this tournament, and there are just 6 remaining. Scruffy in the grand final, Volatility waiting in the losers final. The other 4 players are here in round 5. The other match is Luke.png versus Pijero. It's not gonna happen for a few days because PG is on holidays, but just one last Sunday evening match for this weekend, and that will leave us with just 4 more to go for early May. This being a loser bracket match, of course, means it's an elimination match. The loser of this match will be eliminated from the competition, as they have both lost 1 match already. Actually, Yanni has defeated Moo in the winner's bracket with a 7-1 score, but then went on to lose to Scruffy in winner's bracket round 4. So just 20 more seconds to go, and there's this inside joke in chat going on that we have found that so many matches end on Sapienza. It was the final map picked in 7 or 8 matches so far, and well, if Yanni loses this Sapienza, then we can add another match to that tally, but we will see what this spin brings us. It's Silvio Caruso fall as a Red Plumber, and Francesca De Santis assault rifle in the hazmat suit with no target specification. It is rough. Disguises are rough. The kill methods aren't necessarily. It's not. Silvio fall in isolation is not a problem. Francesca AR, same. It's not really a thing. The Red Plumber is just a trip to get, and the hazmat suit is also out of the way. Both disguises being in this spin is gonna make this longer as Moo gets a restart going. Went the wrong way around with the Enforcer. Oh yeah, good question about the no target specification. It's also a more recent addition to the roulette world. If it's a firearm kill or a lethal melee kill, like the Saber in Heaven, you get a 1 in 4 chance. You get a 1 in 4 chance to get this red box, as we call it, as this extra complication. But it cannot appear with poison kills, it cannot appear with accident kills. So at least there's that. Players synchronized in shooting a door with an AR. Yanni is ahead in terms of in-game time, but time will tell which strategy is better. I'm really wondering. I don't think I can say right now. My instinct would be the same as Moo, grabbing the hazmat suit first because it is the Francesca condition, and just get the Francesca kill out of the way, and you go and deal with Silvio with any isolation and whatnot. Now, of course, with this timing, Moo needs to take care of 2 bodies, not just 1. But either could shoot the panel now, or he may have already shot it. I don't think I'm seeing a panel shot just yet. Now the panel will be shot, and I think Moo will have to wait anyway, but he can decide where he will wait. Decides against the jump. Shetty says that the virus lure is not out of the question. There is a possibility that Yanni would go for the virus lure. It's not something that I associate Yanni with. I don't think he's a wireless lure or PI lure kind of person, but The potential is there, the spin is here for it. If he wants to improvise it, it's more than possible, as Yanni gets the Silvio kill now. Opposite kills down, opposite kills to go. He is certainly going down there, but this can still mean two things. He can just go for the suit and go all the way back up. Or, I mean, he has to get the suit first and then do something with the virus, because once you get the virus out of the way, I don't think you will have an easy enough time to go inside and grab these guys. Ooh, move that was potentially risky, but looks good with the head turns. Moo has, of course, gotten the hazmat suits from before, so he just going for this interesting niche, but really fun way around. He will break this brick wall. And he just needs to go all the way around. As Yanni doesn't have a key card. Oh, that's gonna be a setback for him. Because Moo now has... Moo is now out in the fresh air. Don't know how many tranks he still has, if any. And where might... Oh, that was the priest on the minimap, and now he has the red plumber in the corner. Moo, the red plumber for Moo may VIP this one. But he won't, because you can see the bodyguard right outside, so it's a good decision to lure him in. We'll get the red plumber. Yanni also with yellow guns right now, but it's just a very short detour. But I'm just not seeing he has a silenced pistol or anything like that. He has to use it. He has to use his own hands. Ooh, and now it's getting tough because both of them are going up to their respective second targets, but Moo's second target is closer. Yanni only has to do a no target pacification shot, go all the way down. Moo has to jack him just a bit further. Nice to see the blue egg getting some love. And it's gonna be really tough to say. 5.5 minutes is getting really close to the second cycle of Francesca. I think she's not past the point yet where she's leaning over the desk. Or leaning against each other. Which means that Yanni might have a perfect time in this 6 minutes flat, sorry. Gets the kill. Hides Francesca. Oh my. What does he need? Is this gonna be the virus wallbang? Because he's certainly not going towards the biolab. Oh, the EMP has already been set up, and seems that Yanni is coming from behind to take this map. I don't know which body that is in very weird lighting. But Yanni has all 3 objectives down. And if those guns stay green, then Yanni will have this Sapienza. We'll take this map. Second body found already, but just in time with the 6:53 second finish. Will be a photo finish on his side. Will be maybe a photo finish that is entirely his. Because Yanni has finished 15 or 20 seconds ago and Moo still needs like 10 more to exit. What an interesting spin, and it seems that... I mean, Moo was held up by the corridor guard, but it feels like Yannini's way was faster in the end, all things considered. What a tense Sapienza on Yanni's match point. But it is Moo's match point, but Yanni's point to stay in the tournament. And he does so far. It's not gonna be a photo finish tie, as Scruffy or I have painted the parallels with the previous match. It was a Yannini 7-1 with a map 3 tie, but this map 3 is not a tie, and we are going to map 4 once Reaper tells the confirmation. There's the message. I didn't get a notification about it. Yannini pressed run 30 seconds earlier, so it's right on the verge of the photo finish window. And it's a quick wave from Moo's side, and Scruffy waves him back. So it is now official. Yannini 2, Moo 4. And luckily Reaper asked for few photo finishes and managed to reverse jinx him. And we are going to Colorado, wow. No fear after the previous match that ended in a tie between the two sides. Moo is picking Colorado again. That much we know. We will find out how long we will have to wait for the next map. And then we might have a good spin or a bad spin. As it is always the case, but I think for this map specifically, we have seen some normal ones, but some very obnoxious spins which are gonna be really difficult to clear, especially this late in the tournament. While Haven was one of the least played maps and Berlin the second most banned map behind only Santa Fortuna, seems that Colorado is somewhat of a fan favorite because only one player has banned it in the entire tournament, and I will find out very soon. It was Mikulers banning it against Vulcat. And Colo sees 10 plays in this tourney so far, which is second only to Sapienza. So there is something about this map that at least one of the players do like. And 1 second. And I suspect this is the main reason why what we are seeing right here, both players with different starts practicing a very specific first minute of the map, which is not West Bridge, but instead a specialized start of the map. Everyone in the old days, or in the not so old days, went with one of two starts, either West Bridge or Hacker, and with some annoying back and forth managed to get some 7-8 minute spins, but what these players are showcasing here, potentially making these spins much quicker, because if you have a point man spin, if you have an explosive specialist spin for these two targets, you can just get these down in the first minute instead of waiting for minute number 6 or 7. But it all depends on this spin. It all depends on Moo's second match point, and here we have it. Sean Rose, SMG as explosive specialist, Penelope Graves, falling object as militia cook, Ezra Berg next snap as scarecrow, and my Parvati sniper rifle as militia elite. It's a very forgiving spin. The only NTKO condition, the big red box for Sean, might as well not be there, because in the technician's shed you can just very simply get that kill once the technicians are down. Ruff is shocked it is Westbridge. Reaper disappointed that it is Westbridge. But the fact of the matter is that you are probably best off with the Westbridge, mainly because of the sniper, right? Because this map is kind of bad for the agency pickups, and the next closest start would be either the water tower, which is quite underutilized, or the orchard, which is probably the most difficult of these new starts. But it is going to be Westbridge. It is going to be the old meta isolation for both Ezra and then Penelope. And then they will have to bring the single hostile non-Sioux disguise, as well as probably the most difficult disguise here. And he's going fancy with this one. I am not ultra confident that Penelope's body won't be found, because simply because of her legs are just, and the feet are quite far away from the clock, and I'm a little worried that the hacker might loop inside and just see a couple of, I don't know, toes, I guess. Moo is going for the explosive specialist first. And Jan is going for the cook. Jan is not taking any chances. Just going for the cook with the shank in hand. This is important for later in the spin, when the cook will be woken up and his gun will be found, and they will go to, most likely to the barracks, the fruit hut. But there have been situations where the gun was picked and placed in the technician's shed, where Sean will be eliminated in just a minute. Who is the first one to get this Chandler going all the way? And I was gonna say, playing with fire, it's not the least risky, but also not the most risky thing to do this no target specification. And he gets the first kill down. To Dane's question, there's the roaming elite upstairs, but will he see the bodies down there in the main hall? I don't think he sees, right? I think he can see the door leading down to the basement, but under the clock should be fine. But Reaper is right though. After Sean's dead, Sean's personal guard will go to the main house and will definitely spot the body that Yanni's placed for the falling object kill. I wonder if he's aware with there's target lockdown with the shot missed on Penelope, and Sean is running out of the technician's shed. I think Yanni needs to go for the backup and get the falling object kill out of the way, maybe even change into Scarecrow. Maybe this means that Yanni will do Sean Rose last, and it won't even be a Westbridge exit. He might be disappointed now, but it's not even certainly a setback. I think a sub 6 run might be in trouble now, but it's not a super big setback. Though Moo is undoubtedly ahead right now. Main trouble of this spin. Getting the falling object right, and oh, he changes his mind last second. Dragged Penelope out, then dragged her back in. just gonna be for later. I guess it's gonna be the last kill of this match. Oh, and then Matsumu, but that's a Yanni restart. I'm not even sure which guard that was. But what seemed like a troublesome run by Yanni is now definitely over. And that run won't win this match. I'm not sure if any of Yanni's runs will win the match because Moo is getting really close there. The final dilemma from Moo. When do you pull the trigger? You are looking good in terms of the hackers. And you are looking good in terms of the final kill. Still green guns and little bit of chest passing still to go, but once you hop down from this last edge. Oh, hostile glitch for Moo! Oh, wow, that's so nice that he paid attention to that because that could have ended his run. Him stopping there just matters so much, and with that he will win Colorado and the match. Imagine if he just realized it one step closer to the exit, because that would have been a bigger whoosh, turning into a peekaboo, turning into a loss. But there's the GG and there's the win. What an insane finish. Just going to add the results to the tournament page, and now we have it in there, which means that we can check the updated brackets, or at least the part which I can show. It's a long story. I have troubles with Streamlabs, but I can show most of what's important here. Just gonna jump to the edge, and we have one of the LB round 5 matches complete, with Moo defeating the Roulette Raceway 1 champion Yannini. So we will have a new champion after Yanni winning Raceway 1 and Chris X3 winning Raceway 2. It will be either Scruffy or Volatility in the LB final, or Moo currently in LB round 6, or either Luke versus Pijero, who will be playing next week for the other loser bracket round 5 match. So now just 5 players remain, and one of them will be the Raceway 3 champion. The grand final will not be played tomorrow, thank God. Seems that we will have at least a couple days of break after this long streak of matches. Like 30 or so matches have been played, or 30 scheduled and almost 30 played. Of course, a couple of forfeits in there, as you can see, especially in rounds 3, but very nice pace this tournament has progressed with. Which means that we have a very empty upcoming matches tab. There's only one match that can happen. It's not scheduled, it won't be scheduled for a couple days. It will be Luke versus Pijero, with the winner facing against Moo. And then the final 2, as mentioned before. These are the final 5 names of the tournament. Yeah, this should be it from this match. A very entertaining match, and thanks for all the nice new viewers. I hope you enjoyed Roulette Raceway. I hope you enjoy Hitman Roulette as the game mode. As others mentioned before, there's the Providence Discord where we host these events. But if you are looking for the near future, then I can also recommend Fruit 7 Speedrun community, where the biggest tournament of the community will be held in just a couple of weeks. It's Roulette Rivals, just different names there, but same initials, starting in about 2 weeks for about a 4-week competition with lots of matches to cast and watch. But yeah, this should be it. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, the Reaper47, for editing this match and handling the 2 photo finishes of it. GG's to both players, and until next time, see you everyone.